Hello everyone and welcome to Hockenheim in Germany for round 6 of the URL-GT1 championship. 25 drivers will contest for the points this race, and looking at the qualifying results, it was Alex Scott's first pole position of this new season in his 101st URL race. Just behind him is Florian Kutz with his best qualifying effort in URL, and in third was Sten Mikkel Olsen with his best qualifying performance of this season so far. Looking at qualifying for the AM Cup, it was Fabio Bartolai in P17, putting quite some drivers between him and second place man for AM, Vladimir Jelicic. Then it was Farhan Ahmad Tajuddin. We also welcomed back Sam O'Sullivan after a long break. So here is the full grid, 25 drivers, and Alex Scott is on the right. Jump start from Sten Mikkel Olsen. Unfortunately, let's hope that doesn't cause too much mayhem. Florian Kutz has a good start, and Miko Korkiakowski as well. He's up to P4 already. Small tap there from Florian and Alex. Very difficult corner to negotiate side by side. And Miko Korkiakowski looking at the inside of Tony Ukic already for P2, and he gets the job done already. Then Angelo Gudici is in 7th. It's all very close. Greg Metcalf, no, Reinhard Berger, sorry, looking at his position, and here Avik having some great overspeed. We'll see how that pans out in the hairpin. Miko stays in 2nd. Miguel loses the position to Peter Bacchus. Avik Panexander takes 3 positions in that hairpin, and Alex Scott is looking at the inside of Miguel here. Very fast right-hander, and they have each other just enough room to go side by side and not collide. So very hectic opening lap. Fabio Bartolai is in 12th, followed by Alex Funnel, and Farhan is in 2nd for the AM Cup. Here we are rounding up the first lap in the stadium section. As we saw, Miko Korkiakowski up to P2 already, and Fabio Bartolai, he is first in the AM Cup in P12. Here we see the field streaming by Tony Ukic and Peter Bacchus, very close. Greg Metcalf, Fabio Bartolai, Alex Funnel, then Florin Manolace, and so on and so on. Mario Liguori, Robert Horvat, Great Briggs area have already 3 non-finishers, Damir Horvat, Olivier Duplessis and Vladimir Jelicic. Lap 2, Greg Metcalf got some good speed out of the turn before the straight, and he goes for the inside move, late braking, but he gets it done. So P10 for Greg. Battles going on all over the track. Miguel Santiago Caral was just side by side with Peter Bacchus, but Fred is coming from behind. Alex looking at the over-under, but just misses the apex a little bit. Seems to have better speed, better traction out of this corner. Will they go side by side again here? This is even a more difficult corner to go side by side in, but they do. They're giving each other just enough room. But Alex has to stay behind for the moment. Angelo Gudici is also right on his tail, so he will be looking forward and backward at the same time. Tony Ukic, he's following Florian Kutz and Miko Korkiakowski. They are very close to each other, and his teammate Peter Bacchus. They had numerous battles already this season in both GT1 and GT3, and Tony seems to let his teammate make the move. Maybe he is a little bit faster. We will see how that pans out. Reinhard Berger is currently in 8th, and he sees a following move. Bit of a late move by Alex to defend, and Angelo loses the position. P7 to Reinhard. and Reinhard already right on the tail of Alex Scott, who we see here. A couple of laps later he gets within range of Miguel Santiago Carao, who takes the defensive line. Late braking from Alex, and they're side by side again, but Alex is on the racing line and has superior traction out of that slow hairpin, and he gets the job done. So P5 for Alex Scott. It's not over yet, of course. Reinhard Berger is ready to pounce, very close here, but no overlap for the next turn, so probably no position switch. Very good driving by everyone here. Peter Backus here, as I said, very closely following Florian and Mikko, and he overshoots his braking point by a mile. Very lucky that everyone got out of that hairpin with no damage, but they're pushing very hard. And here P19, there is also racing further down the field, of course, here in URL. Sam O'Sullivan makes a slight mistake into turn 1. Makes a very small gap for Sando, but he goes through. He has the inside line. Bit of a luck up for Sam, but if he can maximize his exit speed here, he will be able to retake that P18 from Sando on the straight. They are absolutely side by side. No, Sam is already in front. Let's see who is the best on the brakes. Sando, of course, battling for the AM championship, so he will want to gain every position he can, and Sam making a bit of a slide, and Sando taking P18 again. Here is Greg Metcalf. He is closely following Avik Paniksander for quite some laps now already, and they are in a hot battle. Let's ride on board with him. Looks at the inside, but he has to lift off a bit. As I said earlier, very difficult corner to go side by side. Goes for the ideal line, and looking here from Michal Klisch. Can Greg get the move done? They are side by side. I think Greg has the advantage. Yes, indeed. So he finally takes that P9 from Avik Paniksander, and Michal Klisch is ready to take another position as well. So a bit of a luck up here. Very close racing throughout the whole field. Greg has some better pace. He was able to pull a bit of a gap. He wants to be as far in front as possible by the time they get to the long straight. Tony Ugic here. After Peter's mistake in the hairpin that we saw, he lets him back by, so it seems to be clear that he's a bit faster. That's their team strategy, to stay close to Florian and Mikko, who are very close, but no moves made yet. Manlio Liguori in P13. He is following Fabio Bartolai, the leader in the AM Cup, and Manlio goes for the inside and gets the job done, gets the car slowed down. That Ferrari 550, of course, is very quick on the straight. And here Robert Horvat, together with Sam O'Sullivan. I think he is being lapped, or is it Manlio Liguori? I think it's Manlio Liguori, but Robert is one lap down. Just looking at the battle again between Michal Klisch and Avik Paniksander. Greg Metcalf went through, and now it's Michal looking at that position. So the guys here in front, they are a bit further up. They are in around P10. Robert had a bit of a problem. Oh, and he goes onto the grass, or he has to go onto the grass. A bit of a spin, but let's just stay with him for a little while, because indeed Michal Klisch will go through here in the next turn. He will go past Avik Paniksander, who made a mistake. We see the smoke here, and we see indeed that he's in front. and Sam O'Sullivan got in front of that little pack. Now goes wide here, so Robert takes that position. P19 for Robert Horvat. So Mikko Korkiakowski here, closely following Florian Kutz, 1.5 seconds. Let's say he pits quite early, so he comes into the pits for tires and fuel. And let's see if that strategy is the correct one. Who else is in the pits at the moment? It's Sandro Donadel, I think. And in the pit cycle, Alex Scott. He battling with Reinhard Berger here on the right, gets a bit boxed in by Sam O'Sullivan. He's being lapped, but creates just enough room for himself to take that position and to not let off the trouble. So Reinhard Berger has to slot in behind Alex Scott. After the pit stops, it's Florian Kutz followed by Mikko Korkiakowski, still very close. Then Tony Ukic is in P3. Alex Scott then in P4, just behind Tony Ukic. So he had a good stop. Reinhard Berger, we saw that he came out just behind Alex. Then it's Miguel Santiago Carao. Peter Bakos had a bit of a worse stop, but he will potentially make the move. In the standings he's already in front of Miguel, so indeed he will make the move, but it's not very easy. They're still side by side. It will be down to the braking and the traction out of the turn. And traction advantage goes to Peter Bakos, so he takes P6. Miguel is in P7. They are both followed by Angelo Gudici. He's a bit further down. Avik Panik-Sander here is a lapped car. So Angelo Gudici in 8th. Then Manlio Liguori. They are very close to each other as well. So will be interesting to see. And then it's Ruan Joubert. Then in P11 it's Fabio Bartolai. So he has a very good race at the moment. P11 of 25 for the AM Cup. He's followed by Greg Metcalf. He had a bit of an incident in the pits. His pit stall was not ready for him, so P12 for him. Then it's Mike Greatrix, followed by Robert Horvat. He's in the pits still, and the leaders here go through. Michal Klisch in P17. Then it's Sando Donadel, second in the AM Cup. Sam O'Sullivan, and then Alex Funnell, and the non-finishers. Avik Panik-Sander here in P16. He fell back a bit after the pit stops, and we see Florin Manolace in front, letting Miguel and Peter Bakos by. Florin loses out due to slowing down there. So they're almost side by side into turn 1, and it seems Avik has had a bit of a problem because Florin is back through. It seems he lifted off. Didn't think it was fair to pass him there. But anyway, the battle here for the podium spots is heating up. Reinhard Berger's right behind Alex Scott and Tony Ukic. And they are very close. Alex has a look at the inside and they collide. So Reinhard takes P3 behind Mikko Korkiakowski. Unfortunately, let's see if they can go through. Now Mikko here is now very close to Reinhard. He had an incident with lapping cars, and again a small incident here for the leaders. Reinhard Berger tapping Mikko Korkiakowski around, and that puts Peter Bakos, sorry, and Alex Scott back into contention for up to P2. So Florian Kutz had a little bit of breathing space, and these 4 drivers will go at it until the end for the podium spots. Miguel Santiago Carao had to serve a stop-and-go penalty for cutting the track, and he ended up in P9 behind Ruan Joubert. After a couple of laps, he was able to make a move and take P8 from Ruan, so this is how it will end for them. Now, the last couple of laps of the race, Florian Kutz is comfortably in front, some 15 seconds due to the incident of Miko, and behind him it's a fierce battle. So Miko is currently in second, followed by Alex Scott, then it's Reinhard Berger and Peter Bacchus. So these four, we will follow these around for the remainder of the race. I think it's 3 or 4 laps, and we'll see who comes out on top. I'm sure this will be great racing. Alex Scott is looking very good here, practically side by side with Miko. Here they are. But he slots in behind. Will Alex make a move here for the inside? Yes, he does. Bit of a tap, but he goes through, so currently he is in P2, but Reinhard Berger and Peter Bacchus are now within range to get some drafting going on. We see Miko. He will retake that position maybe. He has the outside line. Not the best line, but it is the racing line. A bit of a tap from Peter Bacchus. But the positions stay the same. Well, Miko is in second at the moment. Very close racing here for the 2 last podium spots. If Florian doesn't make any mistakes, he will take that first URL victory. So in the top right, we go on board with some of these drivers. Currently with Alex Scott. A bit of a wide line by Miko, but no way to put your car here and make a pass. So it's again very close for another lap. And again, Alex seems to be very good here in that last turn, getting very close to Miko. So let's see if we can get close enough on the long straight going up to the hairpin. Now they are very close. I think they're all within 1.5 seconds. Peter Bacchus, he's currently last, but he can just have a look. Bit of a tap from Alex Scott to Miko. Alex would lift off a bit to let him by again. Yes, he does. So fair racing as well. And that put Alex back into 5th position. Alright, Reinhard Berger is now in second. I think the only one who hasn't been in 2nd position at the moment is Peter Bacchus. Let's see if he can do that as well. Remember people, this is at the end of a 70-minute race with these GT1s, so these are hard beasts to control, and still these guys are within 1.5 seconds of each other at the end of the race, so very close at the top, but also further back. Very close racing here at the URL. Oh, bit of a wide by Miko, so I think he loses that position, or no, he does. Yeah, so Reinhard Berger is in 1st, or in 2nd position overall. Then it's Peter Bacchus, Alex Scott and Miko Korkiakowski. Fortunately for these drivers, there is no real threat from behind, so they can battle all they want. They have a bit of a cushion to P6. time to place your bets, everyone, and to see who will take those 2 last podium spots. Very important for the championship, of course. Mikko is currently in first, and Reinhard is in second, so Reinhard will want to take that, well, finish in front of Mikko at least, to get that advantage. And we also have Mike Greatrix here being lapped by these guys, so Reinhard is already through. Let's see how the rest does. Lapping cars is a real game when you are battling for position. You try to be at the right place at the right time to be able to make a pass without any problems, any time lost. So here's Alex. He's looking at that P3 from Peter Bacchus, and I think here Mike Greatrix, he will let the leaders through. He goes a bit wide to let them through indeed. Yes. And side by side here, Peter Bacchus and Alex Scott. Peter Bacchus has the inside line. Alex goes for the over-under. He's on the outside now, and he gets the job done. So Alex is currently in P3 on the podium, just behind Reinhard Berger. It seems that he's pulling away a little bit from this battle. So Peter Bacchus currently in P4. I bet these drivers are not giving up. Peter maybe getting a cut warning there. He was a bit wide and very fast through that turn 1. So here we see the gaps. Berger in second, then it's Alex Scott in P3, Peter Bacchus in P4, and Mikko Korkiakowski will take P5. Still they are very, very close, so there is no room for error for any of these drivers. So here is Florian Kutz completing his final stadium section here at the Hockenheimring and taking his first URL win. So his best qualifying effort, followed by a very good win, some I think 15 seconds in front of the pack we just saw. So Reinhard Berger, he will finish in P2, followed by Alex Scott, then it's Peter Bacchus and Mikko Korkiakowski. There will be no position changes anymore. Angelo Gudici, very nice result for him in P6. Tony Ukic fell back a bit due to a stop-and-go penalty in P7. Same for Miguel in P8 with a stop-and-go. Then Ruan Joubert in P9. He's followed by Greg Metcalf completing the top 10. Then Manuel Liguori, Mike Greatrix, Michal Klisch in P13. Robert Horvat, Fabio Bartolai in P15, then it's Sando Donadel, Sam O'Sullivan taking P17, Florin Manolace, and then Damir Horvat. He has not finished the race together with Sten Mikkel Olsen. Let's jump right into the final results for the Hockenheimring. So unfortunately we have I think it's 7 non-finishers So Avec Panic, Sander, Florin, Varaan, Alex Funnel, Damir Horvat in the 3 we saw in the beginning already. Florian Kutz finishing 20 seconds in front of Reinhard Berger, and looking at those fastest lap times, you can see that the battle for P2 was actually very, very close, all within 1 or 2 tenths of a second, those fastest laps. And actually Florian not setting the fastest lap of the race, but stayed out of trouble. For the AM Cup, it's Fabio Bartolai. He did not finish, but he finished he had a lap over Sandro Donadel, so he will still be classified as P15. So taking another win in the AM Cup. He's I think he is in the lead already of that championship. So a very, very hard-fought race here at the Hockenheim for round 6. And well, I look forward to seeing you next week. We are going to Interlagos with our GT3 car pack. So stay tuned and watch those highlights. If you want to race with us, go to unitedracersleague.com and we will be more than happy to help you getting started. See you next week.